Good afternoon. Welcome to the Revolution.
Good afternoon, Mr. Juan McCartney.
Hey, how's it going?
All right.
All right.
Well, I know after I'm finished, I'll be defined as an apologist for the Progressive Liberal Party.
Well, such is life.
I am for good governance.
Mm-hmm.
But I've listened to the speech for the throne and what has been said in their platform and what has been said on the stages. And when you go back to the speech from the throne, I don't see anything in there that, in spite of what you or others may say, is not clearly implementable within 5 years.
Me either. I didn't say that. I didn't say it wasn't.
Okay. Even, like, for instance, you said like how to do, and I know people are stuck with the old ideology of PPPs, but there's a hybridization of PPPs that's occurred around the world over the last decade. And one of an example is we go back all the way to 1996 when a hospital was sought to be built in South Florida. Essentially, what you had, and this is where we moved towards what you call hospitality, medical tourism, and under the hospitality market, is that the hospital was built. There was, you could check the directory. There are tens of thousands of doctors in the U.S. One of the highest things that they have in the U.S. is something called malpractice insurance. And even when they get those insurance, they come with a certain amount of limitations as to what they can practice even in their own surgeries and stuff they can practice out of their own medical facilities. What clinics and hospitals do is they give what is called a sovereign guarantee to doctors who are willing to perform their operations from within their institution, these public hospitals. And essentially, let's say you're a doctor limited to, say, four operations based on your insurance. So now you can move into the hospital environment, and you may be able to do 8. But now, whenever you come, you still do your surgery. You still pay for the use of the lab. You still pay for the use of the theater. You pay for the use of the bed. You know, the whole aspect of the hospitalization. The doctor just gets his money for his surgery, but the cost of running the hospital is then subsidized by the doctor operating within these facilities. And so I'm simply saying that there's so much more than the old concepts that we are used to of the way we do things. It's the same thing when we talk about building. We're looking for investors, to come and build hotels, etc. for us in the market. There is tremendous opportunities, more so with the Dare build and with the digitization of the global economies, which the PLP pledge should go through the same 5 or 6 economies that the FNM did. And I think so when we begin to look at a new futuristic eye of where the world is rather than where it's a decade back where we are, we can have a reasonable conversation of an inclusion. Let me just say this. The biggest problem about the PLP agenda, and even with the FNM half, which they failed to do, was to do what is necessary for the growth of the economy requires democratization of our economy and untethered from those who control our economy. And that's where the biggest fear is, because the question is, when you have finance supporters and whatever controlling some of your policies, that requires you to break the tether from them to give Bahamians the power they need to grow and develop. Do they have the political willpower to do the same?
Okay. Thank you, my brother.